I can remember waking up with a sopping wet, cold patch in the bed on more than one occasion as a child. I felt humiliated as I watched my mother angrily strip the linen off the bed. Accidents happen, but when they're still happening on a nightly basis after about the age of 5, something is clearly wrong. Now, most of the time, the assumption is that it's the bladder, which is misfiring. And as a consequence of this, liquid restriction is the first line of defense. Ironically, this approach may end up exacerbating the problem. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we look at the real culprit behind many bedwetting incidents. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Researchers from Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center turned their attention away from the bladder to the adjacent parts, namely the rectum. The team performed X-ray studies of the lower abdomen in 30 serial bedwetters, ranging in age from 5 to 15 years. Yes, 15 years. Ouch! The kids all had big loads on board. The X-ray revealed the rectum contained excess stool. That is, the kids were effectively constipated. But interestingly enough, only 3 of the children's bowel habits suggested that they were officially constipated. Now, to be diagnosed with constipation, bowel habits must occur irregularly. That is, less often than every other day, and the stool should be hard. So, the rectum is a little full. Bedwetting is about peeing, not pooping. Well, it turns out a full rectum squishes the bladder, decreasing its holding capacity, which is what is causing the uncontrolled voiding of urine during the night. The research team treated their bedwetters with a course of laxative therapy. Now, the protocol they used involved polyethylene glycol. The trade name of the product that they used is Miralax. This drug causes more water to be retained by the gut, making the stool soft and squishy. And soft, squishy stools are able to slide out of the rectum more easily, leaving it completely empty. The empty rectum automatically increases the bladder's capacity, increasing the odds of making it through the night without an accident. Emptying the rectum relieves the bedwetting problem most of the time. In fact, 25 out of 30 of the bedwetters were cured following the laxative treatment. That's an 80% success rate. Not too shabby. Managing bedwetting typically begins with restricting fluids. The thinking being less water in means less water out. But less water in also causes the stool to be a little harder, potentially making the problem worse. Now, to be fair, this kind of problem is probably unrelated to water, period. It's brought on by bathroom avoidance, that is, putting off going when the urge arises. Ignoring the signals to go causes the stool to accumulate in the bowel, so even when you do go, it's never completely empty. This is where the laxatives come in. Laxatives can be purchased over the counter and are considered to be relatively safe, but they do need to be used with caution, especially if they are used on a long-term basis. Forced evacuations can cause good stuff to be lost and create a situation where the gut becomes dependent on outside forces. So dosing your child with laxatives long term is not a good idea. But if a little laxative therapy can cure 80% of bedwetters in this study, it's probably worth a try if this is a problem you're battling with. Discuss the option with your doctor. Sometimes you have to think outside of the box to create better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know a family battling with a bedwetting issue? Share this video with them so they can explore this somewhat unorthodox approach to the problem. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.